The crafting table might be one of the most controversial mechanics introduced into modern zombies. One singular station that can give you everything from lethals, tacticals, and support kill streaks. Today, I want to go over how we can rebalance the crafting table to encourage players to interact with map-specific elements, while also keeping the phenomenal sandbox that the crafting table provides. Welcome everybody, this is Dear Treyarch. This is a video series in which I give my feedback to Treyarch in the most professional way that I can. So please everyone, if you have any comments or reactions to this, please keep them professional and level-headed in the comment section below. Now with this video, I am obviously assuming that Black Ops 7 might have very similar mechanics to Black Ops 6. We don't know yet, that's not confirmed, but I'm just theorizing they're not going to completely abandon all of these core mechanics in their next game. But with that in mind, a lot of people are unhappy with the crafting table and what it does to player progression. But I believe I have some pretty subtle but powerful solutions that will give everybody a little bit of what they want. Now the core issue, if you believe there's an issue with the crafting table, is the fact that it gives the player so much power. It is a wide open sandbox, and because of that, players tend to not interact with the map progression, or there simply isn't any map progression within the maps because it's all relegated to the crafting table. Instead of a buildable support item like the Maxis drone on Origins, we just have a chopper gunner in the crafting table on every single map, seemingly taking away from the map-specific unique side quests and a zombie-specific equipment. In response to this, a lot of people will say, just get rid of it. Forget about salvage, forget about the crafting table, completely take it out. I do believe that is an overreaction because the crafting table does provide depth to the moment-to-moment gameplay of Black Ops 6. It opens up the sandbox and allows players to interact with the game in a way never seen before. For example, on Liberty Falls or Terminus, I love using the hand cannon because the hand cannon can one-shot the manglers if you shoot them in the mangler cannon. If we were to get rid of the crafting table, I would need to either spin the box or do an Easter egg every single time I wanted a hand cannon. That results in very tedious gameplay at best, or at worst, a piece of the sandbox that I'm not interacting with at all. So there's got to be a middle ground here. And I believe I have a multitude of solutions that can not only be implemented into Black Ops 7, but also retroactively into Black Ops 6. And I'll start with perhaps the most radical change. The most radical change I have is taking at least the chopper gunner, mutant injection, monkey bombs, and Casimirs and putting them all into the mystery box. Once they're in the mystery box, they are completely removed from the crafting table until players get them out of the mystery box. Once players get them out of the mystery box, sure, they show up on the crafting table, they're worth salvage again, and they can buy them to their heart's content. This would encourage players to spin the box, and if we're worried about the rarities or the likelihood of getting these items, because let's face it, there's like 60 plus weapons in there already, plus kill streaks, plus wonder weapons, I would suggest increasing the likelihood of those pieces of equipment, so that way this didn't devolve into one huge tedious process. The two biggest situations I could see this changing is high rounds and Easter egg runs. For high rounds, it would railroad players into spinning the mystery box until they got the mutant injection or the chopper gunner or the Casimirs that they want to be safe in their high round strategy. But if you're going to a high round, you're going to have a lot of points, you're going to have a lot of salvage, so encouraging players to use those points to hit the mystery box to unlock a piece of their arsenal might make the game a little bit more engaging. But perhaps the mystery box is a little too RNG. I remember in Black Ops 3 and especially Black Ops 4 watching all of these Easter egg guides say you want the Helion Salvo and Homunculus, and so I would be doing an Easter egg and just hitting the box over and over and over again, relying on gobblegums just to get what I wanted out of the box. And so perhaps it's not every single map that these things are in the box. Perhaps the monkey bombs are craftable from the start on Liberty Falls. And then you have Casimirs in the box in Liberty Falls, so they have to get Casimirs out of the box. Whereas in a map like Citadel, maybe the monkey bombs are in the box, but the Casimirs are automatically in the crafting table. Maybe on a map like Terminus, you have access to Little Arnie's, and then the monkey bombs and the Casimirs are in the box instead, giving each map a unique buildable, a unique craftable. This would give each map a unique identity through the crafting table. On top of that, for the higher end kill streaks like the mutant injection, perhaps the mystery box is not the only place we could put it. Maybe we can bring back an old favorite, the buildable system from Black Ops 2 to Black Ops 4. Maybe we're playing Terminus and we kill a mangler and we pick up his mangler cannon, and then we activate some device, we collect some essence in a syringe somewhere else, and then we pick up a piece of armor somewhere else, and then we bring all of those pieces to the literal crafting table, and with those three pieces we can craft a mutant injection. And once we craft the mutant injection, it is forever within the crafting table, at least for that game. This would give players another way of obtaining these desirable items and making them engage with the zombie sandbox in order to get it, but also allowing them to choose which side of the sandbox do they want to do. Do they want to spin the mystery box, or do they want to explore and memorize part pieces and find it and craft it themselves? Now this might be tough to implement on existing Black Ops Ops 6 maps. It would change how high rounds are, it would change speed runs. I get it. Taking away power from the player can be difficult, but what if we did the opposite? What if we added in an ability to the crafting table? For example, a lot of Black Ops 6 maps get a lot of flack for not having unique side quests, similar to the Pegasus Strike, which I think would fit right in with Citadel de Mor, or the Hell's Retriever, or stuff like that. But when thinking about Black Ops 6 side quests, there actually is a unique side quest to basically every single one of these maps. In Liberty Falls, we have Aetherella. In Terminus, we have the Stuffy Fluffy Easter egg, as well as the Ammo Mod Easter egg. In Citadel, we have the Knight chess piece Easter egg. Shattered Veil, we have the Donut Easter egg. And so what if we took these really unique and fun abilities and incorporate them into the crafting table by doing exactly what I just mentioned? In Liberty Falls, you go through with your jet gun and you activate Aetherella, but now once you've activated Aetherella, you can go to the crafting table, and under the support page, there she is, ready to be crafted again as a kill streak. What if you were high rounding Shattered Veil and you just had that Donut kill streak that you can launch at any time? Because if you didn't know, Donut has that super secret power vacuum effect, which could be awesome for high rounds. These unique side quests could be integrated into the crafting table to encourage the map specific mechanics, retaining the sandbox of the crafting table and enhancing the map specific Easter eggs that are already in the game. Now, of course, if we were to do that, there's always the question of balance. We wouldn't want the game to be too easy, and we don't want to campaign against fun. After all, that Aetherella Easter egg lasts a long time, and in my opinion, could be stronger than the mutant injection. So I propose a solution that you guys have already come up with back in Cold War. Every time you purchase an item from the crafting table, the price of it increases. Frag grenades start off at 250 salvage. You buy one, it's 300 salvage. You buy two, it's 350, 400, 450, 500. Maybe it caps out at 1,000. Casimir start off at 1,500. Maybe they go up to 2,000, 2,500, 3,000. The mutant injection starts off at 2,500. Maybe it goes up to 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 a pop. Obviously, we would need to do a study on how often people get salvage and a good price range for that, and maybe potentially a cap for it, so that way it didn't get too ludicrous and people just couldn't buy anything anymore. And this, I think, works especially well with the kill streaks, since like grenades and shock charges and molotovs aren't that strong, except for the smokes. The smokes are completely overpowered. I love them. And I could definitely see, especially with the pieces of equipment rather than kill streaks, people being frustrated because salvage is already pretty tight in Black Ops 6. It's actually really well balanced. So maybe a minor solution to this to get around the salvage problem is maybe make a couple of these like shock charges or molotovs. Maybe they're wall buys for points as well as in the crafting table. That way players can choose, hey, I've got a lot of excess in points, I'm going to buy it off the wall instead of going for the crafting table. But again, that's kind of a minor detail. Now there's a vocal group of people who don't like the crafting table because it doesn't feel like zombies. Now that might be because of the look of the crafting table, or perhaps it's the menu that pops up during a live game zombies. And while I don't think that I have the perfect solution to this, I do have some ideas I'd like to spitball. First of all, let's talk about the aesthetics. I understand the crafting table being the same across all the maps helps players understand, hey, this is a crafting table, it's the same thing in every single map, you can use it to craft things. If that's going to be the case, maybe at least the UI could be different for every single map. Maybe the items on the crafting table can change up throughout the maps. We could get like swords and maces and armor plates, like literal like knight armor plates in the crafting tables in Citadel. Terminus could have like tentacles or rocks. Shattered Veil could have dinosaurs and fossils just aesthetically on the actual crafting table. And then the UI could be different, like color, themes. I don't know, I'm not really a good UI designer, but a lot of people really cling to the UI elements in zombies. People loved back in Black Ops 2 when every single map had a unique HUD, and if these maps had a unique at least background or asset, whatever you call that UI design of the crafting table with the same like looking pieces of equipment, everything, just like background is maybe it's a stone tablet in the tomb, maybe it's a computer monitor in Terminus, maybe it's a portal into the dark ether in the tomb, actually, you know, something like that. Playing around with the theme of the map could give it a little bit more personality. Now, functionally, I don't think we're ever going to get away from the menu, and this is something I wasn't personally happy with. One suggestion that I did have years ago was back in the Infinite Warfare boss fight mode, which would be awesome if we had that in Black Ops 6. Treyarch, I'm just saying. In the boss fight mode, when you got ready for the boss fight, you were in the arcade and every single gun, every single perk, every single thing was an actual physical item on this rack, on this shelf on the wall. And there was no menu. All you would need to do is move your cursor and be close enough to the thing, and it would highlight the one you were looking at. And then you would select it and then receive it. I think this is a fabulous idea, but I think the crafting table is a little too cluttered. It's got so many pieces of equipment, so many support streaks. I just don't think it's physically big enough to fit all of those things. But I think the arsenal station might be a good way of implementing that. Having an ether tool or a set of ether tools that you pick and a set of ammo mods, instead of going into a menu of the arsenal station, you just have it there there, like a vending machine type thing. Boop, I'm gonna take a purple ether tool. I'm gonna take brain rot. I don't know, that could be a little bonus idea for you. But overall, I really love what the crafting table does for modern zombies. It allows for so much more theory crafting than we ever could before. Using shock charges to stun Uber Klauses, using smoke grenades to automatically make Sam reveal her weak spots, or to hide from Richtofen entirely. Decoys are phenomenal for Easter egg steps and just buying something from the crafting table. I love the RCXD high round strategies. I love the hand cannon. I love the death machine. Obviously, having zombie specific kill streaks like the mutant injection, the mangler cannon is amazing, and I want to see more of them, not less of them. But if they were buildables within the map that we crafted at the crafting table, I believe that would integrate the more classic style of crafting table and tie the map progression. Hey, I'm opening up the map, I'm collecting these parts, and now I'm gonna marry it with the player progression of the crafting table while still having the open sandbox of the crafting table. But I'm just some idiot making videos about a video game. If you have an idea of how we can change crafting tables without getting rid of the brilliant sandbox that they create, I would love to know your thoughts in the comment section below. Again, as a reminder, let's keep it professional and level-headed. And speaking of playing around in the sandbox, are you aware of all of the secret abilities of the Gorgafex variants on Reckoning? Well, lucky for you, I dissected everything about the Gorgafex with graphics included. Be sure to check it out here, subscribe, and stay beautiful.